So the James Gunn cinematic universe has finally arrived. Will Supes kick things off with a bang? Well, let's delve into it. Spoilers ahead. So right from the off, the opening text shows us we're quite actually deep into this universe. There's no need for a backstory, which I'm happy about because there is, superhero fatigue. And we know a lot of these characters. We don't need it. But we haven't missed out on too much, in my opinion. Now, I've seen some reviewers saying about, oh, we've missed out on big fights, big moments. Okay, to a degree, but when it comes to Superman, what's one of the big problems been? Well, that he seems invincible. So he's lost his first fight. Do we really need to see Superman go through a shine of being everyone up, being Superman? No, we know who he is. And we get Krypto, so he was the star of the show, in my opinion. And David Cornsweet plays an excellent Superman. It's like classic Superman, but they've just twisted it and tweaked it enough that he doesn't feel out of place in the modern day, because Metropolis and the entire universe feels like now. I mean, how they didn't make his line sound cheesier is, I think that's another testament to them. I mean, they are a bit cheesy, but it's not like, ugh, which is kind of the problem when you go to milquetoast. But they seem to get that balance right. And when it talks about vulnerability, the fact that the sun needs to heal him, and he's kind of like he's got a health bar, like a video game. That's another thing that just makes him feel, okay, he's got his super strength. I mean, he's way OP'd compared to pretty much most people. But there is a way to beat him. There is a way to weaken him at least. And then he's like, I need a specific thing. So that just helps you feel like there is actually some jeopardy and some danger with him. And his biological parents turning out to be evil. Now, don't get me wrong, right? First criticism, the social media stuff was just way too simple. Oh, we all love you. Oh, there's some politicians who don't like you. So popular. Oh, wait, there was a message which we've been told haven't been doctored, so we all hate you now. And then, oh, we like you, we're sorry. It's like, that's not how social media works. And you can also see the setup for future films or future storylines in that with his parents being evil, General Zod, that sets them up in alignment with him and his crew. Well, that's the whole, hey, where do I come from? Who am I? Who am I supposed to be with? Now, admittedly, he's already picked sides, and I don't think there was any need for him to sort of be like, I'm not sure about my parents, who are wholesome, lovely, he thinks the world of them. I mean, at the end of the movie, when he's watching the footage of them instead of his biological parents, yeah, he's picked sides. I still think with the way that he's so trying to protect people, and you see that with him trying to protect a squirrel, trying to protect a little girl, he's trying to help any life. It fits into the whole, he's not going to want to kill the Kryptonites, he's going to want to change their mind. So there will still be mixed feelings with him, but setting up for these future stories, yes, I think the Zod storyline is going to be way enhanced for that in terms of Superman's mixed feelings. And just in general, the feel of this world, as I said, it's very established, but I didn't feel like it was overwhelming, because sometimes when it's not overwhelming, it can just be, oh, am I supposed to care about that person? Who are they? Like, I guess they're here. You didn't really get that, or who's that? Who's that? What am I missing out on? What am I supposed to know this? I don't think either of those things are the case with this, so they struck a good balance. Now, Lex Luthor, as he should be, who was obviously one of the main parts of the show, he is the main antagonist. I mean, he's the Joker of, like, the Superman world. He was sadistic, he was smart, he was petty, he was just all over the place. I mean, self-aware as well, but that's the whole, oh, brains always beat brawn. Well, again, he had an advantage over Superman. Superman did have the brawn advantage over him, but they've actually gone all in on how Lex Luthor is with it. And like the way he just killed that guy in the Pocket Universe, by the way, the Pocket Universe, that was rushed. That was like, oh, I just created this technology, I've got this Pocket Universe that might rip everything, but never mind. And guess what? I just keep loads of prisoners here. But Luthor just, the way he killed that guy just to get to Superman when asking questions and playing Russian roulette, brief, but it got across how evil he was. This was darker than Marvel, and again, the DCU needs to have differentials from Marvel. This will make Peacemaker fit in way better, which is one of James Gunn's babies. It just has to feel a bit different, or else it's like, well, we've just got the DC version of the MCU. But at the end, I did feel that Lex Luthor shouldn't have cried. I mean, we all enjoyed Krypto getting the carpets, because Krypto was the one who was in danger throughout most of the film. Not Lois Lane, not Superman's non-biological adopted parents. I mean, they're going to be in danger. They're wholesome, they're nice, and also Lex was asking about them. Did enjoy as well. Lex is a bit like a moment in the Batman where the Riddler's going, Bruce, Bruce, to him, and you think if Batman had just said, oh God, or said, the wrong thing, then he would have worked out he was Bruce Wayne, but he's like, oh, we didn't get Bruce Wayne. And he's like, oh, okay. And in the same way, oh, that reporter, you know, oh, I've got to get him. Clark Kent. Would have felt more in place for Clark to have made the mistake than for Bruce Wayne. However, I'm glad at this point he didn't, and I feel at some point he's going to slip up that way, like Lex is going to be like, oh, thanks for that, I didn't even realise that, haha, you're now my friend. And yes, Lex does show a hell of a lot of prejudices against the fact that he's named it. But a lot of it, as they said, it comes down to the fact that he's like, yes, you are better than us in a lot of ways. Yes, you do these things. I don't want the world to see you like this. I want them to see me as a god. So his ego, which fits in with Lex Luthor. I thought generally did a good job. Shouldn't have cried. Should have maybe at the end have been hate, bile, resolve of steel, you know, I am going to get out of this. And I'm not saying he didn't feel those things, but that little bit didn't quite work for me. But I liked so much the rest of the movie, I was like, I'm going to just go with it. Metamorpho was okay. I mean, he's had an appearance. We'll see what happens with that. When it comes to the Superman clone, again, just served a purpose in the movie. Did we need the Hall of Justice? I mean, if we're going to talk about those characters like Green Lantern, Hawkgirl, Mr. Terrific. Mr. Terrific was a show stealer. Fantastic. I'm looking forward to seeing where he goes. Empathetic, even though I don't do emotions, and it's like he derived some of the biggest emotions from the audience, I would say, out of anyone. But Green Lantern, bit of a dick. Corporate superheroes. Hawkgirl was corporate superhero as well, but was like, it was literally good cop, bad cop, middle cop. Hawkgirl doesn't mind a bit of murder though with the Baravia thing. The Baravia thing was a bit mushed in for my liking. Yeah, okay, got the whole thing across of Lex was trying to take the land, which meant, by the way, when it comes to Lois Lane, who I haven't mentioned at all yet, she was alright. She was okay. She was there. Probably I just felt throughout the whole thing that Superman could do better, and it was like, you're not a great human being, you're not a bad, especially, oh, it's just a dog. Nice. But she was the one ultimately to take down Lex Luthor, which I liked. She wasn't in danger at all in the film. We didn't need her to be in danger. Krypto needed to be in danger, possibly his parents as well, but that's for a future movie. But Green Lantern was very different to what we're used to. I did like the fact that he wasn't as like self-aware. He had the kooky haircut. I didn't know if he was just a Green Lantern in the trailer or whether that was the Green Lantern. At least isn't the Green Lantern we got before. But you can see character development coming there. They do seem a bit better at the end. I still think they're going to be a bit, you know, one of those, well, we'll make good choices, kind of, but then we might not be brave enough to make other choices, whereas Mr. Terrific was. So I did see some people criticising the kaiju fight, and I'm just going to say, to me, that felt like a mini TV episode shoved in there, because yes, it was meant to be a distraction, but it showed off, it served a purpose, because it showed off Superman being better than the corporate superheroes, and at the same time, it felt like an isolated incident and an isolated fight. I don't know, I liked the mini episode break feel, and yes, having a flying super dog, he was the star of the show, as I said, like, he couldn't have been cuter. They got the whole dog thing right as well, in terms of how not smart he was, but at the same time loyalty, all of that stuff. It was a nice blend, and overall I would say this movie was something that I really enjoyed. I've been looking forward to it. It did exceed my expectations. Were there problems? Sure, but to me they were small issues. Maybe you thought they were bigger, but for me it was stuff I could live with, and I can see where they're going with the future of this universe. I'm really excited for what they're going to do with other characters, and we've had rumours of like Clayface and other, some obscure stuff, but I'm quite open with James Gunn to do that. It's not like Peacemaker was established before, and John Cena's done a great job with James Gunn, so who knows. But what did you think? Did you enjoy it? Perhaps you thought, this wasn't really that great. Let me know below, please. Comment, like, subscribe, ring the bell, all that good stuff. Your support is appreciated. And until next time, I'll see you later.